Somebody help me!
It was night, and I, Yuto Saijo, was walking home when I heard a voice that was not normal. Then somebody came running straight towards me. Are you okay?
Please help me! I'm being chased by somebody!
Being chased? By whom?
He's a stalker!
A stalker? This is unforgivable. You betray my feelings and cling to this kind of man? A stalker is this guy? Why is he holding handcuffs?
That's because the weekly magazine printed some false information. I'm not dating with anyone at all.
Shut up, Shion! You think I can believe anything you say at this point? Shion, and that voice. How much do you think I've contributed to you? I will not forgive this ever! The moment the guy really blew up, I semi-reflexively moved into action. Covering the girl with my back, I used the strength of the pissed-off guy to take him down. Ah! Please don't try to move. If you move the wrong way, you might accidentally break your arm. Miss, please call the police.
Yes.
After that, I handed over the stalker to the police who had rushed to the scene. Then the young woman and I had to give a report of the incident. That was something that had never once happened in my life before. Finally, we're free to go. Because of the nature of the matter, we were asked a lot of questions. Thanks to that, it was the most tired I'd felt recently. I would surely sleep well once I got home.
Thank you so much for that. You're very strong, aren't you?
We have an Aikido class at my house, so I've been doing it for a long time. But as well, I too am surprised. I can't believe I'm meeting a popular idol in such place. She was Shion Mizakura, a popular idol who often appeared on TV. She was just a year younger than me, and like me, a high school student. I would never have expected to see her out in a country town like this. By the way, that guy had shouted "contributed." It seemed he had bought a CD that came with extra goods and a ticket for a meet and greet. It wasn't that she had done anything wrong, that guy was all to blame.
Actually, my home is around here. I got a little more time off than usual, so I came home for a bit.
So you ran into that stalker and,
Not exactly. He had been following me the whole time.
That's pretty freaky. Exactly where did he start following her from? There's a possibility he found out about her home. Well, in the case of the stalker, it'll be okay leaving it up to the police. But you shouldn't so casually mention your house is around here. There's always a possibility of a new stalker coming, and it might put her family at risk.
You're right. I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologize to me. For the sake of protecting yourself, Miss Mizakura, please be careful.
Yuto, you're really a kind person, aren't you?
Just like that, she called me by my name. That's just like an idol. It's amazing how they close the distance. Nah, this is just normal, you know?
I'd like to repay you for your trouble. What were you planning to do after this?
I was just gonna go home.
What were you planning to do about dinner?
I live by myself, so I was just gonna heat up a frozen dinner to eat.
Wow, you're a high school student, but you live on your own? Someone who is well brought up is really different from others.
But what was this? Why this sudden?
But considering nutrition, I'm a little concerned. Would you let me cook something for dinner for you?
But that's…
Yes, I'll buy what we need. Then let me cook dinner for you at my house.
I think we're a bother here. Let's go over there and talk.
Sure. Anywhere is fine with me.
This girl is a popular idol, you know. Offered to cook dinner for a guy she just met. Just what is she thinking? And even though I said that I live alone, don't you think it could be dangerous?
I know I can trust you, Yuto.
Even though we just met today?
That has nothing to do with it. You saved my life, so I know I can trust you. And I want to repay you.
Well, she doesn't seem like a bad girl. Having an idol prepare dinner for you is something that could only ever happen once in a lifetime. In fact, it isn't even unusual. How could I miss this chance? I was really uncertain about whether or not to give in to this temptation. Perhaps it was the most uncertain I've been in all my years. Won't your family be worried about you?
It's all right. My family was contacted by the police about the incident, and I called them myself to let them know.
Apparently, while I was giving my report to the police, she made the call. What did your parents say?
They said we have to repay you, so I should definitely bring you back to the house.
This girl would probably have such parents.
I think it must be very tiring for you, Yuto, to be brought back to my place. But are you sure you're okay coming to my house?
Yeah, it's just that I'm not used to such a thing. So even if I get invited, I always refuse.
Yeah, that's right. So, Yuto, instead, I'll prepare dinner for you at your place.
I don't think that's exactly what we were talking about. She had such a fantastic smile, and I couldn't bring myself to make excuses. In the end, I let her have her way.
This is where you live, Yuto?
I brought her back to my place, and along the way, we stopped at a supermarket to buy some things. Sorry, it's not very spacious.
No, I think it's a splendid room.
So then I just showed her the place where I kept all the crockery I got when I first moved in, and she began cooking. Honestly, it was beyond expectation. Even though she was a popular idol who must be so busy and probably wouldn't have time for cooking, she was efficiently preparing the meal. Then a wonderful smell came from the kitchen.
Sorry to have kept you waiting.
Wow! That's just like something you'd be served at a restaurant.
Perhaps I got a little carried away. Go ahead. Please, enjoy the meal.
Thank you kindly for cooking. I'll try some. The moment I took a bite, the flavor burst in my mouth. And without thinking, I gave out a sound. This is so delicious!
Oh, I'm so glad it's to your taste.
You're really a good cook, aren't you?
I loved cooking for you. That's not what I meant. I didn't exactly mean I loved cooking for you, but that I loved cooking to repay you.
I understood what you meant. Of course, I'm not so foolish as to think that what she said was directed at me in that way. This girl has a couple of weird points. Even though on TV, she always looks so seriously ladylike, like such a classy idol. Thanks so much for the great meal.
It wasn't much.
No, everything you prepared was delicious. It was so good. I like to eat it every day.
Does that...
What's the matter? She suddenly became very strange, and I was visited by a feeling of unease.
I can't believe you're such an aggressive person. Of course, I wouldn't be adverse to it either. Rather, it's really something I would be happy about, but there's the situation that I'm an idol.
Miss Mizakura?
But before love, there's my position. No, but my office and my father would never be able to understand.
Just what exactly was she on about? Miss Mizakura went completely into her own world. Whatever she was mumbling about, I could only hear it as talking to herself. She is really a strange girl. After that, when she returned to her senses, we washed the dishes together. It's dangerous, so I'll walk you to near your home.
You are so perfectly considerate.
No, such a thing is totally sensible to do. After all, she wasn't just any girl, but a popular idol. It wasn't impossible that she would encounter some dangerous guy on the way back home, so of course I should walk her back.
Ah, that's my house there.
I said I'd walk her to near her house, but in the end we arrived at her house. Well, thinking about her safety, that was the best thing to do, but was she really okay with me knowing the location of her home?
Yuto!
What is it all of a sudden?
Because of where we are, I can't put this into words. But I'll come to visit you whenever I'm off.
Eh?
And I'll prepare your food, too.
Are you maybe thinking about paying me back for today? You don't have to go to that length.
Oh, I see. That's a good idea, isn't it? Then, as a means to pay you back, let me make dinner for you when I'm off.
What? Didn't she understand a word I said? Shion, is that you? Oh, crap. Miss Mizakura's family has come out. They probably heard our voices talking. It's likely my fault for speaking so loudly. Okay then, well, I'll head home too.
Okay, take care. I'm looking forward to the next time I have time off work.
It seemed as though she was saying something, but I hurried away and couldn't hear her. Jeez, but this was the busiest day I've had in my life. After that, the days were like...
Good morning, Yuto. How are you today?
Every day she sent me messages via a chat app. Just in case anything happened, I exchanged messages with her. But I didn't think that she would be sending me messages every day. But since until now, I never had any really close female friends. I was a little excited. After all, she was a popular idol, and exchanging messages with such a girl was usually an impossibility. Well, she was a little bit strange though. But there was a bit of trouble.
Did any girls in your class talk to you today?
She was desperately interested in my friendships. That is to say, she only ever asked about girls. Until the end of the season, she kept asking me whether or not I got any girls' contact info. I thought maybe I made her concerned about me having a few friendships, but when I told her there were no other girls but her, she seemed very satisfied. I really didn't understand. I spent the days like this. Then there was this one day.
Today is the day I can finally meet Yuto. To surprise him, I came here in secret. It's just about time for Yuto to come out.
Is that so? Yeah, that teacher's class is hard to understand.
For sure. And on top of that, there's so much homework. It's really tough. Huh?
Yeah, but the subject teacher won't change for next year, so…
He's leaving school talking friendly to a girl? That can only mean one thing. He's cheating!
Murder! Is it my imagination? Right now, I found…
What's wrong? Are you okay?
Yeah, no, it's nothing. Oh no, people are looking at me like I'm a weirdo. Anyway, you brought your list of things we need for the cultural festival, right?
Yeah, it's all written down. Sorry to make you carry my stuff.
No problem, it's the least I can do to help.
Cheater, 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 cheater!
What is that? I'm getting chills. That night. Yeah! Who could it be at this time? I'm not expecting any deliveries.
Good evening, Yuto.
Miss Mizukura, what are you doing here?
It's a surprise. I have a day off from work today. Have you already eaten something for dinner?
No, I haven't yet.
Then I'll make something for you.
Just that… What's with her? Somehow Miss Mizukura today. I've only ever met her directly once before, but today I'm somehow getting a strange vibe from her smile. It looks just like a smile that was made like a mask. Is she angry about something? That can't be. The food she prepared after that, everything was just as splendid as the last time. I wonder, maybe it's just me. If she's angry, she wouldn't prepare such an amazing meal for me. So I felt better, but…
By the way, before you start eating, there's one question I'd like to ask you.
What?
Who's the girl you seem to have such fun with going home together after school today?
How does she know about that?
It's not that you're cheating on me, right?
Cheating? What do you mean?
No, it's obvious you're cheating on me. Going home from school together with a girl, just the two of you. It's not anything else but cheating.
Wait a moment, what's this about? Cheating? That's just crazy. I mean, I'm not dating with anybody. Are you and I supposed to be dating each other? Normally it should be impossible, but if she's angry at me for cheating, then there's no other way to look at it.
Well, since you proposed to me, it's only natural.
What? When did I do that?
You said you wanted to eat my cooking every day, didn't you?
What? You gotta be kidding. That's considered proposing? This girl assumes things way too much. Miss Mizukura, so you're saying you like me?
Of course I do. You saved my life, and after that, you behaved like a gentleman to me. So, yes, I started to really like you, Yuto. Why do you have to confirm all this now?
Yeah, no reason at all. That was my genuine feeling about your cooking. It wasn't a proposal.
Huh?
I'm sorry I made you misunderstand.
You mean I jumped to the conclusion?
Yeah.
That's too much to take.
Whoa, Miss Mizukura?
I thought I had been proposed to, and I was so happy. I was so very pleased. It was all just my misunderstanding.
Considering the situation this time, I didn't feel like I had done much wrong. But looking at her, I felt a rising sense of guilt. Above all, and up to now, I could tell how much she was thinking of me. If that's the case, then I have to say, how about something like this? It's the truth that I made you misunderstand. Please, let me think seriously about my relationship with you, Shion. So, when you have graduated from being an idol, please let me give you my response.
But then, I can't visibly see the outcome. I understand about until I graduate from being an idol. It's forbidden for idols to have romantic relationships. But until I graduate, I won't be able to see you. It's impossible for you to come to love me.
Yeah, but that's, If we are found out and you are prepared to be misunderstood by your fans and the world, and let it affect your popularity, I will not stop you from coming to see me. The one who has the right to decide that is you, Miss Mizukura. In that case, I will decide to be prepared to be targeted by the world.
Are you really okay with that?
Of course I am. And besides, that girl today, please believe me that there's nothing between us. It was just that we went together to buy the things we need for the cultural festival.
I understand. But I just have something I'd like to ask of you, too. That outfit really suits you, Yuto.
I can't believe we're actually talking about this. The request that I promised to honor for her wish, was that any day I didn't have school, she wanted me to be beside her as her bodyguard. I expected that no matter how good I am, the office would never let that one pass, or so I thought. But it somehow became a reality.
It happened that I was attacked by a stalker. The man who came to my rescue that night had been learning Aikido since he was young. And when I expressed my wish to have him as my bodyguard, the conversation went without a hitch. Well, otherwise I wouldn't be able to continue as an idol without being fearful. I said, it was absolutely for the latter reason that I was appointed. We can spend a lot of time together like this.
Just a minute! If we were seen by somebody…
It's okay. There's no one else around right now. After this, I'm going to do my best to take you down, Yuto. So please, try to endure at least this much.
Oh, yes, she is a really troublesome girl. Even so, that is still part of her appeal, I guess. From then on, some 10 years passed.
It's like a dream, living with you as newlyweds.
Well, she took me down without incident, and immediately after she graduated from being an idol, we began dating. 2 years later, we held a ceremony. She became a singer, and so from now on, it will be my job to protect her both at home as well as work. Honestly, the times I'm flung around by her deep jealousy are a lot, but somehow I'm spending very happy days.